You mean to tell me your voice AI is going outbound and helping doing that pre-screening?
100%.
Wow, that's amazing. Got my special guest and friend, Sammy Singh, here with me, CEO of WurkNow. As we alluded to in the opening with Greg, we have made a decisive strategic decision to make sure that we are helping our clients find best-in-class tools to be able to stay relevant. And so, Sammy, we'd love to hear, how did you get into this? Like, how did you get into technology in the staffing industry? Give me a little bit of a backgrounder, would you?
First and foremost, thank you, Paul, for having us here.
Absolutely.
I know we're friends and all, and
Yes.
we've been partnering up in a lot of things. Staffing is such an industry. Once you get pulled in, it's, what do they say in the movies? I try to get out, but you pull me right back in.
Right.
You know what you know.
Yeah.
So for me, I started as a sales rep for a staffing firm in Southern California.
Okay.
Which grew to be, grew into 10, 12,000 temps.
Yep.
And I was young. I did sales for them, ran a certain territory successfully.
Yep.
And realized the writing on the wall as the 90s, this was 95 to maybe around 2000.
Okay.
Tech was coming in, and we realized that tech is going to play a big role in the staffing business, or be HR tech for that matter. It doesn't matter.
Right.
HR tech was going to change, and and web-based software was kind of coming in.
Right.
We were doing servers, so I had a use case with a client at that time, Petco, and the biggest problem we had is stuff used to get installed, time and labor used to get installed, timekeeping system on their little box by an on-site.
Okay.
And every time we needed time cards, we had to run out there, take care of it, physically do all of this. And we said, gosh, this has got to change. So basically at that point in time, we decided that we were going to open a company.
How this was transforming you. I love your story, by the way. I've forgotten this. You were in you were in the staffing business. You were a visionary to see it that early. I'm going to say it. I mean, 2000s, that's pretty early.
Right.
So you're starting to now build and develop something for a client. That was the use case?
That was the use case. So we decided that we were going to quit the staffing, being in the business itself.
Okay.
And from being an operator, getting into technology. Because if you remember the early 2000s, everybody was in tech.
Everybody was, of course. Yeah.
So we decided, okay, we're going to build a timekeeping system.
Okay.
That is going to be the only industry we knew, my brother and myself, TJ, is we only knew one thing, which was the staffing industry.
Right.
So our goal was, how do we go back to our not only competitors, but everybody else in the industry and say, hey, guys, we're going to build something that's going to change the way you do business, which is how you're going to collect time.
Got it. And that was your beachhead then. Timekeeping was it. There's got to be a better way.
Yes.
How do we keep time for the temps on site?
Yes.
Got it.
And we do it. How do we do it? Web-based.
Yep.
The new concept at that time was SaaS, software as a service.
Right.
Everybody wanted you to bring in a nice CD that you could install and pay it one time and pay some sort of fee.
Right.
Suddenly we came up with the concept, hey, listen, we're going to charge you on a monthly basis.
Recurring revenue.
Tough sell.
It was beautiful.
It wasn't something that was needed.
No.
And they didn't understand it. So it took a few years to get it there. So our beachhead was just getting into staffing agencies, helping them expand within their clients.
Yeah.
Do it efficiently, do it with fraction of a cost. And being web-based, that really helps somebody at a branch could manage 20 clients, 50 clients.
That's right.
So that was the thing that expanded then to the point where we sold that company was TimeRack at that point.
Okay.
And that technology was built in 2003, 2005.
Yep.
And then eventually we also expanded into grocery chains that actually had a similar use case where there was high volume, lots of turnover, money moving hands all the time, and payroll.
Yeah.
And basically we grew that to the point where we sold it in 2013 is when we sold it.
Okay. Oh, wow. That's been a while now. Okay. Got it.
Yes.
How long did you stay out of that and then get back into it? So 5 years. So 2018, a couple years before the pandemic, you decided, I'm going to do this again.
Yes.
What was the evolution in your strategy, though? Did you approach it the same way, or was there a different impetus to say, I'm going to build something a little bit different this time?
Great question. So The first analysis we did was went back into the staffing agencies that were our clients before.
Yeah.
And basically said, guys, show us what are you doing today differently.
Right.
To my shock, it was still the same old way of doing.
Same way and same problems.
There was not much had changed.
Yeah. Right.
And that was a shocker.
Right.
Honestly.
Because it's almost 15 years, right? Well, even from when you first
started web-based, there was nothing changed.
Yeah.
And we're like, okay, how do we now, not only from the staffing perspective, from timekeeping, let's expand it to where we have to build something that keeps the temporary worker in mind first.
Got it.
And the client in mind, which is the staffing agency's customer.
Right. The user of the staffing. You got to have, obviously, they come first. They're the ones that pay the bills.
So the guy who pays the bills and the guy who receives the money.
That's right. That's right.
Because the staffing agency's job at the end of the day is to keep those two parties happy.
That's right. Staffing agencies are matchmakers.
Yes.
That's when it all comes down to it. You got to match those two things. Interesting.
And it's a people business.
Yes.
When you say it's a people business, you got to take care of those two entities.
That's right.
In the end, I don't care how AI comes in, how systems come in. It's people that have to be taken care of.
I agree.
And a staffing agent's sole purpose in life is to take care of.
That's great. So fast forward, you started first with the timekeeping. Then you said, okay, I'm going to put the user of the staff first. I'm going to put the employee first. So today, talk to us about what your system does. Like what are the different components? What are you solving right now?
Right now, let me put it this way. The entire industry, HR tech, was given think of it as it got hit from the side with the pandemic.
Right.
Demand for blue-collar work went up.
Right.
Not many people that were ready to work. And everybody in the staffing industry, and mostly anybody in warehousing, logistics that was still open, suddenly had to scramble to recruit as fast as they could.
Right. Right.
As fast, as efficiently, as remotely as possible.
Sure.
So everybody's energy in the industry went to how do we fill the demand that's required.
Right.
So we today are able to go from recruitment, which is let me post a job, let me get them, they call it the front funnel.
Okay.
Get everybody in, have a good experience for the candidate when they're applying. Then they schedule an interview, they get interviewed, then they get matched to a job that comes in.
Okay.
Then from there we take it and then we have to track the time.
Right.
The individual.
Right.
And be it clocks, be it on the web, be it geolocation. There's many ways to clock.
Right. Got it.
Keep up with compliance. That's California you could be working in and you'll get paga lawsuits all day.
Right.
We're experts at it.
Yeah.
We're experts at it.
And your data really informs the ability to be able to make sure that exactly right. You're not allowing it to get to a paga claim because you've got the data to be able to prove whatever they're claiming, it didn't actually happen. So that's huge. And you have to, the only way to solve that problem is with technology, in my opinion.
There is no other way to solve it. And if nothing else, you should be tracking it to protect yourself as an employer.
That's right.
Because we really do believe the intention of every employer is not there to cheat the system.
Got it.
They're doing the best they can and providing somebody a job.
Right.
Most of the time, mistakes that happen, they were unaware of breaks needed to be taken. Right?
Agreed.
Our job is to make sure, keep them within that track, make sure that they are clocking in and out, put the guardrails there.
Yep.
So when an exception occurs, you should be informed of it.
That's right.
And also, what staffing agencies forget a lot of times, what is the lifeblood in your business? You fund these agencies.
That's right. Yep. What we inject is capital. We're kind of the blood through the veins.
Yes, and we're the blood, the reason, we're the product that. So if I collect time,
that's right,
efficiently and correctly, I can build my client in an efficient manner.
Right.
And the better, I can't have any wastage on the time when I'm collecting.
Exactly.
45 hours.
Right. You better bill 45 hours. And you got to prove that it happened at 45 hours.
Exactly. And the client should approve it as fast as possible.
That's right.
And
so you're doing that all with technology.
We do all of that.
Do the employees have an app?
Yes.
Or so they have an app. They have the ability to clock in, clock out, get all the access to their data, make sure that's matching up to your system so the back office can bill correctly, get invoices out correctly. That's beautiful.
And the client's also involved in it. The client gets to approve those.
Beautiful. So the same data set that is being used for the back office payroll is the same data set that's going for the approvals to the supervisors at the customer client level.
Yeah.
Okay. Beautiful.
So there's no dispute.
Beautiful.
On the invoice.
I love it.
Occurs. So the goal always is, of course, majority of the staffing agencies are using funding or finance.
Yes. Right.
Their goal is let's pay on time, which they have no choice on.
That's right.
Pay their temps on time.
Absolutely.
But what they do have a choice on, accurately collect the data as quickly as possible.
Right.
Get the billing out the door.
Exactly.
And then collect as soon as possible.
Yeah, it's beautiful.
Right?
That's beautiful.
All of
Exactly.
those.
You
And
have
then-
to.
So we are able to pay.
Right.
We are able to then take care of that. We have a full billing module. So for an agency, we could do an end-to-end without seamlessly because we have partners in every shape of background screening,
Got it.
onboarding, whatever it is we brought.
All plugging into your data. So you have one central source that is the source of truth to run the business.
Absolutely.
That's beautiful. So talk to us, and that's wonderful. And by the way, I haven't seen the system in a while. I'm looking forward to a couple weeks. I want to see a demo again. I want to get under the hood. And I know a couple of my very large clients are using the software and love it. I don't ever hear about it because it just works. and they're like, okay, everything's working. So that's beautiful. I love it. And it's great we see each other once a year and be able to go, hey, by the way, let's find a way to maybe do more together. But Sammy, you were a visionary early on in regards to how things were going to go in tech 20 plus years ago now. Now everybody is talking about and hearing about AI. And in some ways, it's kind of getting to a saturation limit for people. Most people are hearing it so much, and it's becoming, the buzzword that's being used ubiquitously, even to a point to where so many times it's being used when there really is no AI there. How many taglines and how many companies have thrown AI on there, and they don't really have any AI. So I think for the for the average rank and file business owner, me included, we've kind of glossed over on when we hear AI. So talk to us about the real world impact. If I am a $5 to $50 million staffing owner and I'm using ChatGPT, okay, cool. But I continue to be told and hear that if I don't implement AI, I'm going away. Give me a little bit of the balance of how impactful will this be, and how can I start today? In other words, I'm a business owner, I'm hearing it. Where do I go? How do I implement? How do I educate myself? Help us with what they need to know for the next 5 or 10 years.
Paul, you're 100% correct on the buzz of AI. Everything has got it. I'll give you a simple example. Our kids no longer use Google.
No, they don't.
They go to ChatGPT.
Right. That's their search engine
That's
now.
their search engine.
Mine included, by the way.
Including myself.
Yeah, I don't want to type in Google anymore. I want to get an answer.
Simple tasks that are going into AI doesn't mean, and just the way when, Ford was making motor cars first, everybody said, oh my God.
Yeah.
No longer will they be. Guess what? Everybody found a job.
That's right.
Internet came in. We thought, oh my God, now everybody's going to sit at home. This is going to go through, there's a hype.
Yes.
And then you cut down the hype. So the way WurkNow has approached it, because here's the difference.
Okay.
And this is no shout down to any of our competitors. All are worthy. Everybody's doing
right.
Majority of them have never worked in a staffing agency in their lives.
That's very true. They're technologists, many of them.
No darn clue.
That's a very good point.
To
very
wake
good
up
point.
at 2 a.m.
Yeah.
Fill a job order, call 40 temps. We used to do it that way.
I remember.
Take a list, go down, check them in at 5 a.m. And if you send 40 people, 25 showed up. Now you got to go back to the office and page everybody in and do it.
Yeah.
What I'm saying is we took it from that mindset because we understand staffing. I've been at it.
So you've built it from the ground up of reality.
The reality is today, where do I waste my time the most?
Yeah, right.
Somebody applies for a job. Some of the things which are repetitive, somebody's going to sit there and go, let me first text each person, or mass text goes out.
Right.
And then they're going to reply back. I have to now schedule.
Yeah.
That's a pain.
Of course.
Time.
Right? That could take a whole half a day just to schedule a few interviews.
Yeah. AI does a great job.
Got it.
Number two, with the voice AI now, you are then saying, listen, let me do the preliminary work. Let me get the basics down of a profile. Hey, Paul, are you okay with working in Ontario, California, doing packing? Yes.
Wait a minute. You mean to tell me your voice AI is going outbound and helping doing that pre-screening?
100%.
Wow, that's amazing.
It's going to call you.
So wait a minute. It calls the candidate, asks the preliminary questions. I cut you off because I was so surprised and excited. So what does it do after that? It says, okay, can you work in Ontario? Then what?
Can you work in Ontario? Then I might say no. Then it'll say, where can you work? Oh, I can work in this city. Great. Next, when you work the first shift or the second shift? Oh, I like second better. Is it part-time or full-time? All the questions that are made preliminary.
The basic preliminary questions.
Everything's covered.
That's
and
brilliant.
then it asks you, do you have a forklift? This is a forklift driver position. Do you have a cert? Yes, I do. When does it expire? Then everything that is the must-haves for that position are asked.
Got it.
Then any of the questions that I may have. And then that profile is put together and basically delivered to the recruiter. So now a recruiter has, right now it's about 100 folks that apply, candidates. 30 profiles are being delivered at the end.
Saying 30 that are pre-qualified with all the basics.
All the basics. It's not making any decisions. Let me be 100%
brilliant.
Real on.
Yeah.
No decision is being made.
Right.
Then I, as a recruiter now, can spend my time on those 30 people.
Yeah.
Calling them back and saying, I hear, Paul, you are good with this job.
Got it.
Is everything good? Are we good to go? So that's one use case.
Got it.
And then also, I need to inform my client that these are the 5 qualified or 10 qualified people.
Right.
Now I've got a transcript of that interview. I've got
beautiful. So they can literally go and even hear the intonation and how they're answering. I love that. That's brilliant. So what about the scheduling, the appointment scheduling? Have you baked that into the AI as well?
So they're able to schedule the appointment back and forth.
For the interview.
Yes.
Got it.
AI pings them 5 times over that. So let's say I said today I wasn't able to get hold of, it texted me, I wasn't able to interview. Also, you can press a button on your application and say, interview me right now.
Got it.
The biggest change that it does is my employees and recruiters are not working off hours and they're not working on weekends.
Right.
Luna is doing it 24/7.
It's brilliant.
And simultaneously calling 100, 200, 500.
Brilliant.
And we build this in conjunction with someone else as a joint effort.
Got it.
But what it is, it's baked into our ATS.
Yes.
And now the second phase of this is going to be a job order comes in for 5 unloaders.
Yeah.
It looks at the talent pool and says, hey, here's the 10 that are qualified for this job.
So it goes through your whole ATS. You've got 1,000 applicants in there.
Yep.
It actually matches with all the different criteria and gives you the best
Which
best
you're doing
5
manually
times.
today.
Oh, totally.
A lot of
very, very difficult, man. Yeah.
And then you say, go ahead and contact them.
Wow.
We'll do the same process.
That's brilliant.
Hey, Paul, last time you interviewed for a forklift driver position.
Yep.
Would you be open this time because you were such a great employee?
That's brilliant.
Now think about it also. Agencies, the smartness that at least we built in, Furasura has been met for someone.
Yes.
That's nearly 2 to 3% more on that template.
That's right. So find the more profitable hire.
Why are they number one? Why are we not putting them out first?
Find the more profitable placements.
Yes.
That's nice.
Margins.
And that's all right there because it's baked in your data set. So you're there. The AI module is able to kind of screen that stuff out.
Yeah.
So when you talk about AI, people get confused. I mean, does that mean you got a whole bunch of servers sitting them somewhere and you've created this big, this big cluster? No. So explain just briefly, without that you're going too deep in the tech. What are you doing? You're using best-in-class tools that exist and essentially plugging that into your system. Is that the way it works?
Everybody can do this.
Yeah.
Okay? At the end of the day, all roads will lead to either Microsoft or Google.
Got it. So you're basically using their engine.
You have to.
So with Microsoft, you of course that's OpenAI, right?
Yes.
I mean, okay. So OpenAI is baked in now into Copilot, which is Microsoft's big deliverable.
Yes.
And so if you find a way to implement that into your system, that's whatever one you've chosen. I don't even need to ask. So the bottom line is you're really just you're implementing using these big companies, the billions of dollars that they're spending, and you're finding a way to make application to our audience, our staffing agencies. Yeah, it's brilliant. I love it.
Because every use case is different.
Yeah.
Every industry is different. The tuning of the AI is different.
Right.
The tone is different.
Yeah.
If you listen to Luna, what she sounded like, 6 months ago, she
Right.
sounds so much, and we've gone to Spanish.
Yeah. Oh, brilliant.
as
So you
well.
already have it in Spanish.
Yes.
That's great.
So
I
that's
named
what-
my Chat GPT, by the way. I have the paid version, and of course it's been learning about me. And so the other day I went in and I said, so exactly what all do you know about me? I don't know if anybody's ever done that.
No, I've not.
Take your Chat GPT if you have a paid subscription.
I do.
And ask it to give you a complete dissertation of what it knows about you. Unbelievable. And then ask it how it's keeping your data secure. And then third, say, you know what, I want to name you. Will you help me get a perfect name that will work towards my personality and what you already know about me? It's really brilliant.
Wow.
Just all of a sudden, you're assigning that human element to it, and all of a sudden it changes the way we interact with the technology. I mean, for me, it's been actually hugely impactful, but I love what you've done. You've named it. You've got Luna. Luna is there helping the recruiter and bringing up their success.
Everyone's got to remember the AI component has to help in operational.
That's right.
So you can go back to being people.
That's right. Doing what really the people
Which is
should
call
do the
your
most.
clients,
Right.
call your temps,
Yeah.
talk to them.
Yeah.
If you have an office, let's do a face-to-face.
It's amazing.
That's what it's meant.
I
Now,
love
the
it.
next phase quickly is we're going to be, you're chasing time cards.
Got it.
Luna will be able to
Brilliant.
chase time cards.
Brilliant.
It'll be able to chase approvals. It'll be able to chase
Brilliant.
things that you every day waste
Yeah.
precious time. So do the activities
Got
that
it.
make your company successful as a people company.
And that's going to allow your employees to be able to do more things that increase the volume of the business. It's not going to eliminate their jobs. It's
Nope.
just going to make them better at their jobs so they
gonna
can
get
get more clients and they can grow the business.
Yes.
And this is all about the growth game.
Yeah.
So this is pretty great.
Yes.
Sammy, it's been amazing catching up with you again. I can't believe it's been months since we've talked and a whole year since we've seen
Yes.
each other.
Yes.
Great meeting at Staffing World and being able to have this. Let's continue to stay in touch. I would love it if some of my audience books an appointment with you and has some demos. You got to let me know how that works out.
Yes, we will.
And continued success, Sammy. It's brilliant. Let's wrap up, and we will definitely stay in touch soon. Okay? Thank you very much, my friend. Appreciate it.
pleasure.
Yeah, same.